Hello everyone, by the time you watch this I'll be away on holiday and I won't have had any chance to race in this week's schedule, so I thought I'd share this bonus video instead. It's a recent Go Setups GT3 Sprint race on Low Fuel Motorsport, and it's the first time I've ever raced at night in Assetto Corsa Competizione. Now Watkins Glen is a track I know well, but we're going to find out just how well in this one. I've qualified P11 on a grid of 26 and actually I'm only 3/10 off the top 6, so I've certainly got the pace to challenge here. Will it be a night to remember, or will it just be a nightmare? Here we go then, 25 minutes in the dark at Watkins Glen, and I've had a much better getaway than Christian Wicked ahead. Can I move up the inside? Oh no, I can. I almost got squeezed against the barrier. Oh, and then I take a huge hit from behind by the Aston Martin of Matthias Dombrowski. That was a massive shunt, and I'm lucky to be in one piece after that. I have got rear end damage. Hopefully that won't hinder me too much on these opening laps. The car certainly felt okay coming up through the S's for the first time, and in fact I'm carrying a lot more speed than Christian Wicked ahead. Wicked's going to defend into the inner loop, so have I got the pace to sling it around the outside? Well, it's a risky move at the best of times, but on this first lap a little bit too risky, so I decide just to back out of that one and tuck back in behind the Ferrari of Wicked. But yeah, really frustrating to pick up damage so early in the race. There was a spinner at T1, I had no choice but to get on the brakes a little bit earlier, but that's always the risk in sim racing. You lift or you brake when there's an incident in front, chances are you're going to get drilled from behind. And I'm still putting Wicked under all sorts of pressure here. Once again he takes the tight line. Now have I got the pace to go around the outside? Well, you can pick up extra momentum there, but I didn't find enough momentum. However, I'm in an attacking mood. Hopefully Wicked is feeling the heat. I'm going to switch to the inside. Can I make the pass stick into this right-hander? Oh no, I can't. I wasn't quite far enough alongside him, and Wicked slammed the door firmly shut. And that cost me a bit of exit speed. As a result, Wicked has opened up a 0.6 of a second advantage. However, I am in 10th position. I've gained one place from where I started on the grid. But let's go back and check out a replay of the start. We'll see exactly what caused me to get that massive shunt from behind. The race is underway. You'll see me moving towards the pit wall. I get squeezed out of that pass, so I'm right in behind Wicked at the moment. There's the contact from the Aston Martin. Matthias Dombrowski it was, and Dombrowski ends up getting turned into the barrier by one of the back markers there. Let's watch it again on board with Dombrowski. That's me directly in front. There's a bit of a gap at the moment, but I get on the brakes as soon as I see the crash ahead. Oh yeah, that is a really big hit. I did well to hold on to that one. And this is the cause of the chaos. Another driver just getting caught out on the brakes. This time Jean Bernard in that Porsche. But if ever there's an example of a punt actually doing you a favour, check out Matthias Korger in the pink Mercedes. He's the driver who gets hit by Bernard. It sends him into a spin across track. He manages to hold on to it and rejoins at the top 5. Back to the live action at the start of lap 3. Things have settled down pretty quickly. I'm still in P10. I'm 0.3 of a second behind Christian Wicked in 9th, and I'm just 0.4 of a second ahead of Dave Grant in 11th. But unfortunately, I'm going to make a careless mistake going through the inner loop. Now, regular viewers of CR Sim Racing won't be at all surprised to know which part of the chicane caught me out. It's this curb on the inside. Every time I race here, I clip it at least once. It sends me out into the grass. Now I'm struggling to control the car. I managed to keep it facing the right way, but it's cost me a position. Dave Grant up into 10th. Let's take another look. And I can't blame the rear end damage. I can't blame the darkness. It's a mistake I've made before, and it's a mistake no doubt I'll make again. I did really well to save it though. It could have been so much worse than just losing one position. However, at the end of the lap, I'm going to get that position back. We're now watching the race leader, Christoph Zamvar, who's been handed a drive-through penalty. So Zamvar surrenders the lead of the race to come in and serve that penalty in pit lane, and that promotes me back up into P10. And of course, we're still in the early stages of this race. There will be plenty of opportunities for me to try and regain those positions. So we'll return to the live action on lap 4. I'm now 1.1 seconds behind Dave Grant in 9th. So I can't make another mistake if I'm going to catch Grant. Also, if I do make a mistake, I'll get gobbled up by Josh Gosselin and Daniel Chan behind. But for now, it's all eyes ahead. I want to catch Dave Grant, Steve Day and Christian Wicked ahead, and I may have a bit of an ally because there is a back marker in between them now, Sebastian Fuchs. So this could slow down the three-way battle for 7th. This might be my golden opportunity to close back in on them. It looks like Fuchs is going wide through the hairpin to let everybody by. Can I sneak through too? Yes, I can. There's a car to the outside though. It's Christian Wickard. So Wickard has come to grief in the hairpin. That has promoted me up into P9. And yeah, looking at the replay, it seems as though Wickard just carried a bit too much speed into this hairpin. The rear of his Ferrari steps out and he's powerless to keep it out of the barrier. Now, by the time Wickard rejoined and got back up to full racing speed, he was nearly 1.5 seconds behind. So I'm now closer to Dave Grant ahead than I am to Wickard behind. That's good news as we go into lap 5. Grant's just half a second ahead now. I've taken 0.6 out of his advantage on that last lap. I get turn 1 perfect there. Probably a bit too perfect because I wasn't able to get on the gas as early as I would have liked. But I've still got the pace to pull alongside Grant. We're going to be too wide coming up through the S's now. It is absolutely vital that I stay as far right as I possibly can. I need to leave Grant some racing room. Both drivers need to be so precise through that section if you're going to go through there too wide. We're still too wide into the inner loop. Who is going to blink first? I've just got into the corner ahead of Grant, but the rear steps out. I am all over the place here. This might give Grant an opportunity to fire right back. He's having a look up the inside through the outer loop. He's too close for me to close the line off. I'm trying to leave him enough room so that we don't collide, but not enough room to make the pass. Somehow I've managed to hold on to it. Well, I said earlier in the race I was in an attacking mood, and this just proves it. Any time you go into the inner loop too wide, you need complete trust and faith in the driver you're battling with. Look how sideways I was there. I did the hard part and then almost threw it away, wrestling with that Lamborghini to try and keep it facing in the right direction. I knew I had to leave space to my left through the chicane to try and keep Grant safe, and in doing so, that's what almost caused me to lose the rear. No harm done though, I'm up into P8. Fantastic battling so far in this race, and we're not even at the halfway point yet. I get a little bit of a slide on through turn 1. Is that going to give Grant the opportunity to fight back? He's got so much more speed coming out of the first corner. We're now side by side through the S's for a second time. This time though, the roles are reversed. It's Grant on the inside, I'm on the outside, and for the second time in 2 laps we are faced with the daunting prospect of going into the inner loop too wide. Grant's got half a car length advantage, so do you know what? I'm just going to back out of this one. I pushed my luck a lap ago. I'm not willing to do it again. So Grant back up into P8. I'm down to P9, and Wickard is right behind in 10th. In fact, he's closer than he's ever been, just 0.2 of a second back now, and he's going to have a sniff up the inside into this left-hander. Oh, thankfully he backed out of that one. But make no mistake about it, I am in a proper 3-way battle for 8th position now. Grant in 8th, me in 9th, Wickard in 10th. Right, we're going to jump forward a couple of laps now. Lap 8, and the pressure has eased just a little bit. I've managed to gap Wickard. He is now 1 second back, but I'm also struggling to keep up with Grant. He has stretched the advantage to 0.7 of a second. However, I'm hoping he's going to get slowed by this back marker ahead. Thiago Bervian is the driver about to get lapped. He's down in P19. Can Grant get past him? It looks like Bervian is pulling over to the right to let Grant by, but I'm not sure I'm close enough to do the same. This could be really awkward for me because I'm going to beat Bervian right on the apex. So I've had to corner a little bit slower than I would have liked, then come out wide. This is the best opportunity to get past Bervian. Hopefully he'll leave me space on the inside. He has done. So fair play to Bervian there. It's never a pleasant position to be in, getting lapped by 2 drivers who are also battling for position. But we've both got through, and I'm still within 1 second of Grant. Right, lap 10 now. And I do feel like I've got a slight pace advantage over Grant. Every time I drop to 1 second behind, I can reel him back into half a second. However, the final 0.4, 0.5 is proving really tricky to wipe out, and it means I'm going to have to find something else. I'm going to have to push a little bit harder, and it almost costs me dear here. I get on the gas a little bit too early out of the hairpin. The rear steps out. I managed to save it, but that has let Grant clear off. Going into the hairpin, I was 0.5 of a second behind. Now it's 1.3 seconds. So I'm going to have to reel him in all over again. Jumping forward to lap 13 now, and I've halved the deficit. He's just 0.7 of a second ahead, but time is running out. There's less than 2 minutes left on the clock now. Grant, though, has missed the apex into the penultimate turn. This might be the opportunity to close in those final few tenths. I've got to be as smooth as possible out of the final turn, get on the gas as quickly as I can, and yeah, that gap is just 0.3 of a second now. I am closer to Grant now than I've ever been since losing the position to him. Pushing hard into T1 then, pushing a little too hard once again. I almost lose control of the Lamborghini, but once again it gifts Grant a valuable few tenths, and we're going to return to the live action at the end of lap 14. We've got one more lap to go. The gap 0.4 of a second. Can I do anything about this now? Time is running out. If I'm going to get P8, I'm going to have to do it on this lap. And getting T1 right is absolutely imperative. If I blow turn 1, I blow my chances of 8th position. Well, I'm certainly not as smooth through there as I would have liked, but I'm able to use the curb to maintain my momentum. Now I'm within 0.2 of a second now. Is it close enough to pick up a toe and make a move down this back straight? Well, we're about to find out. I've already passed Grant once into the inner loop with the inside line, but I'm not going to get the chance this time because Grant wisely is defending. He's going to send me out wide. It's all or nothing here. Can I make the move around the outside into the inner loop? Yes, I have done. Oh, that was a real heart-in-mouth moment. I don't think I've ever attempted a braver or more risky overtake than that. But the job certainly isn't done. Now I've got to fight Grant off and Josh Goslin, who is also within half a second. I'm taking a tighter entry into this left-hander just to close off the inside line, and then I'll immediately go defensive for this upcoming hairpin. I don't want either of these two behind, tucking it up the inside. Well, here's a replay of the overtake, and once again I've got to give huge credit to Dave Grant. You can't even attempt this sort of overtake if you haven't got complete trust in the driver you're battling with. I knew Grant would leave me a safe amount of space, and in return I made sure I left him enough space that he didn't get run off track. And with that, it was job done. In the most dramatic of fashions, I have snatched 8th position on this final lap. And with this being my first ever night race in ACC, I can also enjoy the firework display properly for the first time. Here are the classified results then. A P8. Never have I worked harder for a P8 than I have at Watkins Glen tonight. And I'm really happy with my pace too. A fastest lap in the race of 1:45.8. If you look further up the standings, I would have been quick enough to challenge for a podium here. Sergej Fedotenko in 2nd position. I was quicker than him and on a par with Sebastian Veit in 3rd. So yeah, good night's work all round, and it's great to be able to start repairing the damage to my safety rating and ELO caused by that disaster at the Nordschleife a week ago. If you haven't seen that race at the Nordschleife, you can check it out on screen now. It was an absolute disaster. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this special bonus video. I'll be back from holidays next week and I'll be raring to go on the grid again. I hope you can join me. Cheers for watching.